Rolls-Royce, a company known for creating the world's most luxurious and expensive cars, has a surprising backstory. It all started with a boy who spent his childhood in extreme poverty and working as a child laborer. Our story begins in 1863 in a small village in England where Henry Royce was born. When Henry was just 4 years old, his father's business failed, leaving the family homeless. But this was just the start of their troubles. At the age of 9, Henry lost his father, and his mother had to work as a maid to make ends meet. To help out, young Henry started delivering newspapers. At that point, his future seemed incredibly dark, but at 14, something life-changing happened. One of his aunts recognized Henry's potential and got him an apprenticeship at the Great Northern Railway Company for £20. Over the next 3 years, Henry worked hard, teaching himself carpentry, mathematics, and most importantly, electronics. By the age of 17, he was a skilled mechanic, and by 21, he was working as an engineer at a company called Maxim Western. However, financial difficulties forced that company to close. Henry had the option to look for another job, but instead he decided to start his own electrical engineering business. Using his savings of £20, he set up a small office in Manchester and partnered with his friend Ernest Claremont. Together, they formed F.H. Royce and Company. In the beginning, Henry took on any work he could find to survive. He repaired sewing machines, did electrical fittings, and whatever else paid the bills. But he noticed a growing demand for electrical fittings and lighting, so he began designing arc lamps, bulb holders, and electric doorbells. These innovations marked a turning point for his company. By the year 1900, F.H. Royce and Company was worth £20,000. At 38, Henry was building a future for his family and dreaming of expanding his business. But then, in 1901, German and American companies entered the British electronics market. Competition soared, prices fell, and Henry's business began to crumble. As his company struggled, his physical and mental health took a hit. When he consulted a doctor, he was advised to find a peaceful hobby. The doctor suggested he buy a car to enjoy stress-free travel. Following the advice, Henry purchased a French-made Decaville car. But the car was noisy, the brakes barely worked, and it overheated frequently. For someone as detail-oriented as Henry, this was unacceptable, so he decided to fix it himself. Little did he know that his modifications would make the car far better than the original. This experience gave him the confidence to design his own car and even venture into the automobile business. He assembled a team and began working on his first car. Finally, Henry's 10-horsepower, 2-cylinder car started to take shape. It was quieter, lighter, and far more reliable than other cars of the time. On April 1, 1904, the car was tested on the road, successfully completing a 50-kilometer journey without any issues. This is where the second protagonist of the story, Charles Rolls, enters. Charles was a passionate motor enthusiast and a successful dealer of high-quality cars. He was on the lookout for a British car manufacturer that could meet his high standards. When Charles met Henry and saw his cars, he was blown away. He told his business partner, "I've found the best engineer in the world." The two decided to form a partnership, and in March 1906, Rolls-Royce Limited was officially established. Together, they introduced 4 models: 10, 15, 20, and 30 horsepower cars. They believed the best way to market their cars was through racing. Rolls-Royce entered prestigious races like the Isle of Man Tourist Trophy, not just competing but winning. Their cars also broke several speed records, earning them widespread acclaim. In late 1906, they launched a new model, a 6-cylinder car with a silver body. It was named the Silver Ghost. To prove its reliability, Rolls-Royce planned a 24,000-kilometer endurance test. The car ran for 3 months, excluding Sundays, and passed the famous whisper test, where a coin placed on the engine didn't fall off while the car was running. The test showcased the car's unmatched smoothness, and the Silver Ghost became a sensation. It wasn't long before the Silver Ghost became the car of choice for royalty, industrialists, and celebrities. The Rolls-Royce brand became synonymous with luxury and perfection. However, tragedy struck in 1910 when Charles Rolls died in a plane crash while flying the Wright Flyer. Henry was devastated, but he channeled his grief into his work. In 1911, he was diagnosed with intestinal cancer, and doctors gave him only 3 months to live. Even in poor health, Henry continued working on improving the Silver Ghost. Miraculously, he recovered fully and returned to work, making significant upgrades to the car's design, suspension, and ground clearance. During this time, Henry introduced the iconic Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament. The sculpture of a woman leaning forward with flowing robes became a symbol of grace, freedom, and speed. When World War I broke out, Rolls-Royce adapted the Silver Ghost into armored cars for military use. These vehicles, equipped with rotating gun turrets and thick armor, were instrumental in desert operations. Some were even modified into ambulances, saving thousands of lives with their advanced features. Realizing the growing need for reliable aircraft engines, Rolls-Royce ventured into the aviation industry in 1915. They designed their first engine, the Eagle, which was lighter, more fuel-efficient, and far more reliable than competitors. By the end of the year, the British Royal Air Force had ordered 500 Eagle engines. After the war, Rolls-Royce continued innovating, launching the Phantom series in 1925. It became an instant success, reaffirming the brand's dominance in the luxury car market. Unfortunately, Henry Royce passed away in 1933 at the age of 70. Despite his death, Rolls-Royce carried on his legacy, producing legendary models like the Phantom 3, Silver Shadow, and Ghost. Today, Rolls-Royce is owned by BMW, but it remains the ultimate symbol of luxury and engineering excellence. From a young boy delivering newspapers to creating the world's most prestigious car brand, Henry Royce's story is a testament to resilience, innovation, and the pursuit of perfection.